Hey everyone, it's Alison Heikkila. Thank you so much for joining me. It is officially time for day 8 of the 13 Days of Craftoween from Spellbinders. I am having so much fun with this kit so far. I hope you're enjoying it too, either if you bought it yourself or if you've just been watching my videos. If you've missed any of the days, there's a playlist linked in the description box below, and you can catch up with what you've missed, and then you'll be able to refer back to all of the things that are coming up too. I can't believe we're already on day 8. What do you think is inside? Let's go find out. So excited to find out what this is. Let's see. Oh, that is so cute. I love this guy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He's so cute. This is so fun. This would go great if you have the beverage dyes that came out last year, like the Spooky Sips, and I forget what they were called, but they were like martini glasses, and you can definitely use some of these with that. But oh my goodness, look at the gravestone, says sip on it. I love this. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Let's get to making. I die cut all of my pieces as I've been doing for this whole series, and now I'm just going to start putting everything together. You don't have to use all of the accessories, but I thought they were just so adorable. There was no way I was going to leave anything out. So I want to point out that I used white cardstock for the ghost, but I used an ivory color for the mug itself. You can, of course, do white for both or ivory for both or however you want to do it. It could be purple, doesn't matter. But I really liked how it looked in the sample picture, so I went with that. I also want to point out the eyes. So they're heart-shaped, but they are distinctly different. The heart on the left side is more of a true heart shape than the one on the right. So if you're finding that your hearts aren't lining up correctly with the debossed lines that are on the piece, that's why. You might just need to flip them around. They're meant to look as though the mug is rounded because, you know, mugs are rounded. So so you can see it's really quick to put this together. I love this die set. This is definitely one of my favorites. Have I said that all along? No, I haven't said it all along, but this is definitely, I'm going to say, in the top 3. It's in the top 3. The crow set from day 2, I think, is still my favorite, but then those books and the candles, so fun. Okay, so here are your marshmallows. So I guess this is hot cocoa, not necessarily coffee. But you can make it whatever kind of beverage you want. I'm thinking that at some point I'd like to make it like a glowy green, maybe actually glow in the dark. I don't know. That could be cool. So I opted to not do a backer for the tombstone. The sip is cut out, so there's thin lines there, but I didn't think that it was necessary. I kept it just one layer. And for the straw, I cut out one set in black and one set in metallic copper because the two pieces are on one die. And I wasn't sure which way I wanted it, and whatever, I'm just going to use the other one for another mug at some other point because it's cute and I like a little bit of fancy on my straws. But I wanted it to go with my bat, which I also die cut out of the copper metallic foil. That's from Recollections. You can get from Spellbinders for sure. I've just had this in my stash for a while now. I really love the bat. Anything with bats makes me happy. So, and that ghost, I look at that little ghost's face and I just smile. It's just so cute. So I'd like to mention that I did not put glue on the top of the marshmallows so that this way I could get everything tucked underneath them easily. If you want to add glue to it later, but really you don't need a ton of glue on any of these pieces because they're going to hold fine. So just to make myself not lose my mind with peeling things up, I just added glue to the bottom. Look at how cute that is. Oh my gosh. That is just adorable. My husband has a shirt that says, "This coffee is giving me life." And there's like a picture of like a cartoon of the Grim Reaper and he's holding a mug of coffee, and this totally reminds me of that. So I have a sheet of old book paper. You could see it's old and yellowed and fabulous. And I thought it would be nice to do like a very white on white and cream kind of monochromatic tag today. I thought it would be fun. So I cut that piece out and I'm going to punch my little hole in the top. Been using my hole punch a lot lately. And now we are going to play with some fun stuff. I've got some collage medium from Tim Holtz. I'm going to be honest, this stuff is goopy. It is drying up. I need to just use it all. And I wound up adding off screen a little bit of water. I spritzed some water inside the jar just to kind of reconstitute it a little bit because it's getting old. So I applied that, and now I'm going to add, see, there's the water. It wasn't off camera. It was on camera because I wanted to show you all the things. Okay. So now I'm adding a top layer to that. I'm not being perfect about it. It doesn't matter because I'm going to wind up coming in with something else on top of this. But I really like having old book paper on tags and other projects. I think it just adds another layer of cool. So here's my gesso. Sheet music would work really well for this as well. I love using sheet music. So I've got some gesso, and gesso is a base. It's like a ground for you to add other layers on top of. In this case, I'm really not leaning into the properties of gesso. I'm just using it more like a paint because I want to kind of hide some of the words, but not too much. And gesso is just great for that. So I've got some Java Walnut ink. This is from Imagine. It's very old and it has kind of a greenish tinge to it now that it didn't have before. So if you have more of a true brown color, I recommend you go with that. You can see on my glass mat that it's looking kind of green. I don't know why. It works out just fine. I grabbed a cap from my alcohol ink blending solution and I'm dipping it into some of the liquid from the Java and I'm just making coffee stain all over it. It's such a fun, simple thing to do. You can use any kind of cap you want. I just wanted something small. And now I'm just cleaning out the cap so that when I use the alcohol ink blending solution, it doesn't get Java ink all over the place. Look at how green it is. Isn't that weird? It's fine. It looks cool on the tag in the end. Now I'm just splattering it with a brush. I added some water to it just to kind of make it a little bit runnier. And, you know, you can never have too many splatters in my mind. I think it really adds to it. Check that out. Isn't that cool? This took a long time to dry. I'm not really sure why. I wound up taking a paper towel to it and drying it off that way, but you can use a heat tool. I chose one of the sentiments from the tag set, and I'm using VersaFine Clair in Pinecone. You will notice, unlike I did, that the mug is completely different. It doesn't have all of the bits to it. The bat is no longer rose gold color or copper. That's because off camera, I started another project using this same die set because I got super inspired and I wanted to do it before I forgot. And because it was the last thing I worked on, it was what was on my desk. And I didn't realize that it was the wrong mug until the very end when I stopped recording and was about to take my photos. And I said, oh, snap. This is the wrong one, Al. All of the other little doohickeys that were on there are not there, and that's no good. So before it was completely dry, I peeled it off, ruined some of the book page on the tag, but actually it works out fine because it's supposed to look aged and distressed and all of that. And I had to fix it, but it's all good. It worked out in the end. So ignore the fact that this is the wrong mug. But see, it looks cute even without all the stuff. But be on the lookout in the future for this mug because it's going to be with a brand new stencil from A Colorful Life Designs. And that's all I'm going to tell you because really I can't tell you anything more now anyway. So I got, of course, some ink on my ghost because I'm a mess. So I used a rubber cement eraser as well as my mono sand eraser because not only was there ink, but there was also glue because I'm a mess. So I used both of those erasers to kind of clean up the ghost and it's fine. Again, this is the wrong ghost, but it's good. I grabbed some more of those fibers from EK Success and I love me some eyelash yarn. Look, there it is. Ah, so much better. Although the other one's cute, but it's not the right one for this project. So that's how it looks. I hope you love it. I'm kind of obsessed with this one. I love all of the white and ivory on this tag. I think it's really cool. This is one of my favorite tags because of the lack of color. I don't know. That's just how it is. Join me tomorrow for day 9. Oh my gosh, we're getting close to the end. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Be well, stay safe. Peace out.